David, in this conversation around well-being, there really are like two core topics that seem to be coming up and being very top of mind for employers. One of them is around financial well-being, and the other one is around engagement and retention. Let's deal with the first one, financial well-being. What is it about that topic that you think is really important?
Yeah, the financial health of the workforce is really critical, and it's a real challenging problem for employers right now. World Health Organization estimates that we're losing 3 to 5 hours per week per employee over stress and concern around finances. And where that's coming from is both in looking at the dynamics of the workforce. You have the youngest of the workforce, the millennials, who are entering the system with 2 to 3 times more student loan debt than any other generation. You have the oldest of the workforce, the baby boomers, who are struggling to retire. And that's coming from some interesting statistics when we look nationally. So 60% of the U.S. population has less than $1,000 in savings. 48% of that population couldn't withstand a $400 unexpected expense without considering bankruptcy. And those challenges really create a lot of stress. Over the last decade, as you know, there's been a big popularity increase in high deductible health plans, and our healthcare research shows that as much as 38% of those who are enrolled in high deductible health plans are foregoing care because of the expense as we shift around subsidies between the employer and the employee. So those are real concerns, and that's why employers are really focused on it.
So a lot of challenges there, obviously. What would you suggest to an employer who's looking to really address some of these challenges around financial well-being?
Employers have done a good job of educating. So education resources, programs and tools are plentiful, and they're being deployed widely. Most employers are going down that path, but we have to move beyond just literacy. So employers really need to start thinking about how they get really more involved in their employees and create a more intimate dialogue around the financial health and behaviors, the real habits that employees have on a day-to-day basis. So how they're spending their compensation, how they're spending those bonuses or the other benefits that they're getting is a real big challenge, because we don't want employees to make unintended consequences of how they manage their finances and that have a negative impact on both their productivity, but more importantly, their quality of life.